Recipe 8, we're going to make honey spiced peaches. I used an assortment of peaches just because they're so beautiful together. And I'll be adding the pits to my collection to save for later, so make sure you have a spot for that. Now you're going to add your sugar, your water, and the honey to a pot and have it all cooked down so that way the sugar dissolves and the honey is not sticky. This is going to be the liquid that goes inside of your jars. Spiced peaches are really good as a cobbler, or you could put them in oatmeal or on top of ice cream. Really any kind of way that you like hot fruit, these would be a really good addition to. So you're going to stir all of this until it's evenly dissolved and make sure you get as much of that honey as you possibly can. While you're doing this, make sure that your jars are getting ready so they are getting hot and boiling inside of the stock pot. After the sugar is dissolved and the honey isn't sticky anymore, you're going to add your peaches. The directions say to add them one layer at a time, but I just didn't want to do that. I felt like they would get mushy over time, so I added them all at the same time. Add your peaches to the jar first before any liquid. I tried to add an assortment of peaches to each jar just for aesthetic purposes, but honestly, they're gonna taste amazing to have the variety inside the jar melding together. Once you've added all the peaches to the jar, you're going to move on to your spices. Look at all of them, they're so pretty. So then you're going to move on and add 1 cinnamon stick to each jar and just push it all the way down there so that way it's completely submerged. You're then going to add 2 or 3 of each cloves and whole allspice. The cloves are the pokey looking ones and the allspice look like little round balls. I would highly recommend using whole spices instead of powdered because, for one, the powdered spices are bleached and they're not really that good for you, and plus having whole spices will definitely give that big flavor. Processing the jars in the water bath canner and having them sit on the shelf will definitely have all those spices melding together inside of the peaches. After you've added your spices, you're going to add the liquid that you were cooking the peaches in. Leave about a ½ an inch of space left at the top because we want to make sure there's enough head space when there's canning. I always add the liquid last because you never know how much space you're going to need when you're putting the solids in there. And someone mentioned a trick of putting their vinegar in a shot glass and using your fingers to clean the rims. Brilliant idea. I highly suggest this so you don't have to use paper towel. Grab your clean lids and clean rings and put them on the jars. Look at those golden beauties. You're going to water bath these and completely submerge the jars and process for 25 minutes once it's boiling. If you tried this, tell me how it went and like and follow for more.